And how's it going, everyone? It is Skullzi here with the latest gaming news, rumors, and speculation. We're going to switch things up a bit today. Instead of talking about an up-and-coming, highly anticipated space RPG like we usually do, instead, we're going to be talking about an up-and-coming, highly anticipated space RPG. And what I actually mean by that is, instead of Starfield, we're going to be talking about Mass Effect 5 today, as there has been a rather interesting and fairly recent official teaser image from Bioware for the next Mass Effect. It's not called Mass Effect 5 in an official capacity, but if you Google the next Mass Effect, it's generally referred to as Mass Effect 5. I figured I would say that just in case all the comments down below would mention that 100 times, but either way, before the hype assumes direct control and forces you into an intimate relationship with a piejack, let's break this new teaser image down, as it most certainly contains hints towards the game's potential story, setting, and even characters. First of all, yes, I talk about a lot of Bethesda Game Studios games here on Skullzi Island, but I also absolutely love Bioware RPGs, and I am a huge Mass Effect fan. So in terms of Mass Effect knowledge and breakdown capabilities, don't worry, you're in good hands here. I also scoured the extranet to see if any community members found anything else interesting as well regarding this particular image, but there doesn't seem to be any community-centric noteworthy discoveries that stand out amongst the other things within this image that people are already talking about. Either way, this is the new Mass Effect teaser image right here. Bioware shared this on November 7th for N7 Day, with N7 Day being a long-running Mass Effect holiday of sorts based on the in-game N7 insignia and ranking worn by high-level Special Forces operatives within the Alliance military, such as Commander Bepard. We are more likely to get more and more information regarding Mass Effect 5 as we get closer to whenever this game comes out, hopefully before the Reapers start up their cycle this time around. Watch the Reapers show up right before the Elder Scrolls 6 and Mass Effect 5 comes out. That just wouldn't be fair at all. Anyway, let's focus on this image now. Here it is, the image. So first things first, not second things, but first things, it should be rather obvious to any longtime fans of the Mass Effect franchise that this is more than just a mysterious crater on some unknown planet. I suppose it could be an asteroid, moon, or a comet even, but for the purposes of simplicity, I'll be referring to it as a planet in this video. But as I was saying, this is more than just a crater, as the image presented to us from the bird's eye view of this scene here almost looks certainly like a Geth, one of the more prevalent AI races within the Mass Effect universe who have basically become sentient and have served as both a major threat and worthy ally throughout the franchise's timeline, and it is definitely representative of a Geth, as all Geth have an additional lens, usually with improved lighting capabilities, located near their main eye, if you will. Depending on the Geth and their capabilities and specialties, the secondary lens can be located in different locations along the main lens, but it's always right there near the central eye, just as we can see here in these various different images. Bioware knew people would immediately recognize this as being a Geth, so clearly they are hinting Geth for some reason in this teaser. It's already confirmed more or less that Mass Effect 5 will take place after the events of the original trilogy as well as Andromeda, because project director for the Mass Effect 5 project over at Bioware, Michael Gamble, said they showed the imagery of both the Milky Way and the Andromeda Galaxy in a previous trailer for very specific purposes. In fact, everything in their recent Mass Effect 5 teaser images and trailers were shown for a specific purpose as well, including Liara to Sony. So, with Michael Gamble's statements combined with confirmed imagery, it's safe to assume Mass Effect 5 will indeed take place after the events of all of the previous Mass Effect games and DLC. So with all this in mind, what purpose would the Geth even serve in a universe where they might have been wiped out completely, especially if the Destroy ending did end up becoming canon? Seeing how the Geth were the main enemy in Mass Effect 1, I doubt Bethesda would reuse the Geth as the main enemy a second time around, as that would 100% get them called out as being lazy and uncreative, no doubt, by the community, but that doesn't mean the Geth might not serve a different purpose. They could just be a secondary enemy faction, something we fight against, but not the main antagonist, if you will, but I don't think that's the case either. Instead, I think the team we see landed on the planet here are going to scavenge Geth technology. technology. A little bit of spoilers here, so skip ahead like 5 or 10 seconds if you don't want to get any spoilers right now, but they might be scavenging Geth technology in order to rebuild the Mass Effect relays, or maybe in an attempt to bring back Commander Shepard somehow, seeing how that seems to be everybody's kink both in-game and IRL. In previous Mass Effect 5 teaser trailers, we see Liara searching for armor that has N7 on it, which usually always means Commander Shepard when shown in trailers or other media. This Geth theme goes even further, as towards the main eye of the crater here, we can see what almost looks like a Geth corpse, laying in the dust for some reason, and additional potential Geth corpse can be more clearly seen here as well. So somehow, in some way, the Geth have some significant level of importance within Mass Effect 5's story and setting, but how and for what reason is not yet known. Bioware definitely knew what they were doing with this Geth imagery here, and they definitely put all these dead Geth boys in here for a reason though, so that's something to keep in mind during your visits to Mass Effect 5 Speculation Land. But let's move away from the Geth now and focus more on the squad down here, as I am almost certain there are some familiar faces down here, and if you're a huge Mass Effect fan and you're not hyped or ready for some reason, prepare yourself, because this is going to do the trick. Now, it's definitely hard to make out any specific details on these characters, but the various and interesting races of the Mass Effect universe all have very specific physical traits, and even various ways in which they walk and run around and stuff and move, and in this way we can not only identify the races seen here, but potentially even the characters as well. Most notably, the Krogan seen back here, and if we use our very special eyes to look a bit closer, this Krogan almost has the very same head markings as Urdnot Rex, a very prominent Krogan indeed, one who I would love to battle alongside again, but Urdnot Rex would no doubt be old Krogan boy at this point in time, but that doesn't mean he doesn't have some battle left in him. It could always be Grunt as well, who is definitely a younger Krogan and another good Krogan, but either way this is almost certainly a Krogan, and over here on the right we can almost see what seems to be a Turian, and while it's hard to make out any details on this Turian as well, it almost looks like Garrus Vakarian, or at least one could hope. The character in the middle here is also hard to make any details out, but it looks like it could be an Asari, maybe Liara, as she has already been featured in previous videos and teasers, or maybe it's a Solarian, and maybe it's our boy Mordin Solus. The character in the front leading the pack seems to most likely be human, but again this character is kinda hard to pick up any details on, but I will say this, prepare yourselves here, this is just me throwing something out there, this isn't anything that I think or believe, but if you roll with default male Shepard, he has that very specific hairstyle that is almost iconic with his appearance, and this character in this image does seem to have a very similar hairstyle, but that wouldn't make it the sense, because Liara was almost looking for Commander Shepard's armor in previous videos, meaning he's lost or something. I don't know why he would just show up here all of a sudden, but who knows. Like I said, I'm not saying it's Commander Shepard, but based on a hairstyle we can see from meters above, I'm just saying it looks similar. But let's check out the ship here now. First of all, it says SFX on it, so sound effects in Mass Effect 5 confirmed. Nice. But just kidding. I have no idea what SFX could actually mean in terms of the lore. Special Forces Extreme, super fast xenophobia. I really don't know. Only time will tell. But the ship in itself looks a bit smaller than the Normandy, and seems to be internally built in the shape of a circular hallway with the main rooms in the middle and the possible reactor in the center here as well. We can also see a bit of the cockpit interior here also, but unless Joker or Edie are hiding somewhere in there, I don't see any signs of them, unfortunately. Before we end the breakdown, let's take one last look at this crater up here, as it seems to be the main focus of why this squad is even here on this planet. What created this crater in the first place? There isn't any obvious wreckage for like a spaceship crash or anything else laying around. Additionally, the crater itself has odd markings or damage scars, such as the almost perfect horizontal lines seen at the side edges of the crater, as well as other markings or disturbances seen within the crater itself. We definitely don't have enough information or visual clues to piece this one together, at least not yet, but I definitely think there is more to this image than meets the eye, and I think it has to do specifically with this crater for sure. That is basically everything I noticed within this teaser image though. It's nice to finally be getting official, steady Mass Effect 5 stuff, as for the longest time there, Mass Effect 5 was kind of an unknown. We weren't even sure if we'd ever see or when we would see Mass Effect 5, but now that it's not only confirmed, but we keep getting steady teases for this game, that hype is definitely assuming direct control. That is basically everything I wanted to talk about today though. As always, thumbs up if you enjoyed the content, be sure to subscribe to help grow the channel and the community, and huge shout out to the following amazing people for supporting supporting the channel and the community. Get your name added to this permanent feature video shoutout list at the end of every single one of my videos by supporting the channel over on Ko-fi, Patreon, or here on YouTube as an exclusive channel member. Links for all this and more are down in the description as well. And as always, thank you for watching. Be sure to tune in next time when the hype controls direct assume.
It just works.